unit of Prime R and My Media Prime Daily in the town of Bonaberi.
Okay, we are glad to know that we are highly followed in Douala and in Yaoundé and other towns across the nation. But I want us to talk very briefly about the hot news in Cameroon now, which is the death of the mayor of Buea. Surprenant quand même, hein?
Très surprenant parce que nous n'avions pas été informés de ce qu'il courait un grave danger, de ce qu'il avait été ou est malade. C'est surprenant parce que, au vu de sa stature, au vu de sa personnalité, on aurait quand même pu avoir ne serait-ce qu'un brin d'information sur sa situation qui, peut-être, les derniers moments ne se présentait pas, ne se présentait pas très équilibré. Mais nous sommes tous surpris aujourd'hui qu'il soit parti comme ça. On s'interroge, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Qu'est-ce qui s'est vraiment passé? On se souvient quand même qu'au vu du climat politique assez tendu, n'est-ce pas, dans les zones du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest, il y a des batailles politiques et des batailles individuelles qui ont toujours longé, n'est-ce pas, cet espace territorial. Il y a des batailles individuelles et politiques, comme je le disais, au cœur de ces batailles, le maire de Buea avait un rôle prépondérant. On se rend bien compte, et on le sait, qu'il était celui-là qui essayait, n'est-ce pas, de maintenir le climat, n'est-ce pas, de la politique gouvernementale, du régime auquel il appartient, c'est-à-dire le régime RDPC. Il était actif sur le terrain, il avait des échauffourées avec des commerçants. Certains se plaignaient même qu'il fermait des boutiques. Pour lui, c'était sa façon de maintenir le climat et de faire avancer la politique gouvernementale. Donc, c'est quelque chose de très surprenant. Et aujourd'hui, c'est la population de Buea, en particulier le Cameroun en général, qui doit se poser des questions sur qu'est-ce qui s'est vraiment passé. Et je pense que les jours à venir pourront nous apporter d'amples explications qui pourront permettre à l'opinion publique d'être éclairée sur les circonstances de ce décès tragique qui laisse sans aucun doute les membres de sa famille aujourd'hui très éplorés.
Très éplorés. His demise should be a very big blow for the government, especially given the role he has been playing to fight ghost town in Buea.
Well, Mr. Leonard, I will say yes and no. Yes, because the Biya regime has placed its political vision on people, on some individuals whom they consider elites and champions rather than the general population of Cameroon. Because if their vision is placed on the general population of the Cameroon, you realize that the death of one person would not be an issue because it is normal. Because let us not do as if dying has become abnormal. We all know, as Christians, we know that one day you're going to die, and you don't know the hour. Now, it is going to be a blow to the Biya regime because they were using Ekema to demonstrate their unlawful attitudes, because we saw Ekema in Buea being completely above the law, someone who could decide at any moment what to do, because we saw Ekema took the laws into his hands by closing shops, by not even respecting people's rights. The kind of arrogance this guy demonstrated at the end of the day was something that was even out of the culture, even lack of respect to elders. So these are things that if we have to focus on today, you should tell those who are going to come after him that it is not proper in the community. It is, to me, it is going to be a blow only to the Biya regime, but to the Buea population, Ekema is just one person, and people have been dying in Buea. People, some even who have been more influential in certain aspects of community life. But life goes on. I think life is going to go on. Ekema is just one person who has died. Life is going to go on. And I think the Buea people, they know what they want. And now, if you permit me relate it a bit to the Anglophone crisis, you see that I think it is going to be an eye-opener to the Anglophone people of Buea. Now, the next person who is going to be mayor is certainly not going to use the same approach. He's going to use a more community approach where you listen and talk to people on what they want. And I think that things are going to be enhanced in Buea after Ekema.
Paul Kwate of the SDF, you watched events unfold in Buea, especially with respect to the ongoing Anglophone crisis. We have videos from the residents of the mayor of Buea, the demised mayor. Now, do you think that the people of Buea today should be in anguish? They should be in pain for the passing of the mayor?
What I have to say on such a subject is, first of all, that the death of any person on earth, the death of any citizen in Cameroon has to be respected.
Yeah.
It is never a good news when someone is dead. It is never something joyful. So we first of all have to take that news and think about the person who was Mr. Ekema Patrick before thinking about the political person. I believe that we have to, because the Social Democratic Front, you know, it is a socialist party who has humanitarian values, and it first of all starts by that. Before analyzing anything on the political aspect, that's the mindset of the SDF, and that's the way we think. So the people of Buea, I believe, will first of all have to look at things in a human view before considering the political aspect. They are their citizens. They know what were the acts of the mayor of Buea, and they know how to handle it. But first of all, they have to be a humanitarian view. We just had the news. We can start we can start judging someone.
Drawing conclusions.
Yes, on the behalf of someone who just died. So we first of all have to look at it calmly and mourn even for the dead before starting to have political judgment. That's my position.
Yeah, a big blow. Do you think it's a big blow for not only the people of Buea, but the political class in Fako? And Fako 3, to be precise, where he was militant of the ruling civilian party.
Actually, I think that the demise of Ekema Patrick Esunge is a very big blow to the CPDM political party. Why? Because Ekema Patrick is somebody who has been at the forefront of the CPDM political party in Buea. And Ekema was that kind of a politician whom I saw, and I observed that he could even lay down his life for the CPDM political party. We know what Ekema has been doing. Many a time when there was ghost towns on Mondays, we know what Ekema did. He went down, he destroyed shops. He did a lot of things to see that the party sells at the level of Buea. And I think that having somebody in the ranks of Ekema to step into Ekema's shoe in the town of Buea is going to be a bit difficult. I'm not saying impossible. It will be difficult because before Ekema came, it is true there were people like Dembela Moki Charles, whom he took over from. But the Ekema we saw in the political scene was aggressive to any person who does not buy the ideologies of the CPDM and President Paul Biya. Now, so his demise is a great blow, first of all, to the CPDM political party. Secondly, it is a big blow to the Buea municipality, because I feel that with Ekema now out of the scene, a lot of political parties are going to take advantage of him. Because don't forget, Leo, that we are few months to the municipal and legislative elections. And Ekema was that kind of a person who would take nothing to ensure that any other political party comes to his own area. But with Ekema out of the way, the question is, who can squarely step into Ekema's shoe? Because, like I said before, Ekema was that person who will sacrifice everything for this regime. I know what I'm talking about, because I've had the opportunity to do reports on him. I've had the opportunity to follow Ekema on several outings. And I think that he was that individual whom, one, the CPDM and nothing else. Two, his municipality, Buea, and nothing else. So with Ekema out of the scene, it's a really big blow to the CPDM political party and a big blow to the Buea council as a whole. And having somebody to sit into Ekema, like my brother of the Social Democratic Front said, as of now, our hearts are tight, but we will not go into the polemics. because there are a lot of polemics, first of all, as to his demise. There are a lot of things that as of now I cannot say, because as a journalist, I'm not a medical doctor. It is only a medical doctor after an autopsy that can confirm what actually killed somebody. So for now,
yeah, but
our hearts are heavy.
We are not looking at what might have killed him. We already have information that an autopsy is going to be done to ascertain what took his life. Mais vous êtes politicien du MRC. Est-ce que ça aussi, ça a une leçon pour vous de savoir qu'il y a toujours, il est toujours important de travailler, sachant qu'un jour, vous ne serez pas là. Et que...
Effectivement, chez nous, au MRC, nous avons toujours dit, les hommes passent et les républiques restent. Nous pratiquons ce qu'on appelle la politique humaniste. C'est là qui place l'homme au cœur même de tous les enjeux politiques. C'est pour ça que nous pensons chez nous que le super-homme ou le super-divin à qui est voué tous les honneurs au détriment de la nation entière et du devenir des individus est une mauvaise politique. C'est pour ça que jusqu'à présent le Cameroun stagne, parce qu'elle pratique cette mauvaise politique qui ne met pas l'homme au centre, n'est-ce pas, des préoccupations, qui ne met pas l'homme au centre des décisions. Et j'ai suivi avec une attention particulière. Moi, je ne connais pas du point de vue personnel ce qu'a été le maire Ekema Patrick. Je le connais sous l'angle politique. Je ne peux pas m'aventurer à parler de lui comme individu parce que je ne le connais pas. Mais il ressort que des déclarations que mon copanéliste de droite a très bien aimé sur ce plateau, qui ont été suivies, n'est-ce pas, par Prince Okada. Il en ressort que le maire Ekema n'était pas quelqu'un de si humaniste au vu de ce qu'il faisait au quotidien. Ce n'est pas de moi que ça vient. Alors, ça devrait être une leçon pour tout le monde. Parce que si je quitte le Cameroun et que je vais ailleurs, c'est mon père qui me parlait de l'histoire de l'empereur Bokassa. C'est un président de la République. Au Libéria, il y avait Samuel Doe. À côté de nous, il y avait Mobutu Sese Seko Kukumbendu Wasabanga, le Dieu vivant. Et au Cameroun, il y a aussi Biya Paul. Nous ne devons pas l'oublier. Il gère ce pays depuis 37 ans, au détriment de tous les intérêts des Camerounais. Alors, quand on pratique la politique, devons-nous mettre en avant l'intérêt général ou alors faire tout pour pratiquer une politique individuelle qui nous permet de nous maintenir pendant beaucoup d'années, de satisfaire nos soifs personnelles et ceux de nos familles, d'appauvrir massivement la population, d'infliger la souffrance à nos congénères ou alors de pratiquer la politique humaniste telle qu'enseignée dans le mouvement pour la renaissance du Cameroun. Je pense que chez nous, la réponse est tellement facile. Elle consiste à mettre l'homme au centre de toutes les préoccupations.
Agbotem, Jean-Claude, he is sure militant of the ruling CPDM party, mayor of Buea Council. You are of the Stand Up for Cameroon movement. If there was a lesson to get from what might have happened to the mayor, what would that be?
The first lesson to me, as I earlier said, as a Christian, sudden death remind us that at any time you're going to go. I sitting here now, there's no guarantee that tomorrow I'll be alive. So we must live our lives in the way that when death comes, we can stand in front of our Creator and give an account. And that account should be positive. And for that account to be positive, we must put man's interest, not an interest of some individuals or someone. I think that in as much as we are regretting the death of Ekema, but we also not forget politically the fact that he played a lot of negative role in the political scene of Buea.
Okay.
I think that the lesson is that every politician, those who are in politics presently and those who are even going to have posts of responsibilities in the days ahead, should know that at every given time, the Lord can come and say today, just like the parable of the rich fool in the Bible, and say this night, this day, now, I need your soul. And you don't even have a second to negotiate, because God's decision is final. And it is for those who are in power, the instigators of the Anglophone crisis, those who are behind the death of innocent civilians, those who are fueling the Anglophone crisis, to them, I challenge them to tell them that you can be above those innocent souls, but you will never be above God. For the time of God will come and you will answer. And you will answer without preconditions, because God is the only ruler and you can't be above God. That's the message I have for them. Because I know the Anglophone crisis is what it is today because of those who are in government, who are fueling, who are instigating and claiming to be fire extinguishers. Feu sur vous tous.
That is good message, my dear.
No, you can't say good message. Is that you say vous êtes un parti de paix? Comment tu dis que that's good message?
Non, mais j'apprécie parce qu'il parle de lui, il parle de ce qui sort au fond de lui. C'est ça que nous apprécions, la sincérité. Je n'ai pas la qualité à juger ses propos, mais je pense que quand il parle, il est sincère. Il parle en tant que quelqu'un qui a vécu des faits. Moi, je ne peux pas vous dire que...
Parce que je le vis.
Au quotidien, je ne peux pas éprouver de façon, du moins comme lui Monsieur Léo, oui. Je ne vis pas à Libye-Allen. Je ne peux pas m'exprimer sur la terreur qui se passe là-bas comme un gars de Libye-Allen. Je suis stupéfait quand j'entends quelqu'un qui est lié à certains événements que moi je vois de loin s'exprimer avec une telle vaillance. Alors, ça vient du fond de son cœur et c'est apprécié. Moi, je n'apprécie pas les hommes qui sont fake dans leur façon de parler.
Prenons les premières images qui viennent de Boya, de la résidence du maire Ekema Patrick Esunge. Let's get first pictures, videos, sounds from Boya.
Yes. Yes, Ekema Patrick is dead. Yes.
Equinox, a man don't die to true. I said, a man don't die to true. The poster? No, no poster.
Okay, those were the first videos we could get from Boya. Our reporters are on ground preparing better videos than what we just saw there from an amateur from beside the residence of Mayor demised late Mayor Ekema Patrick Esunge at his residence that is around Checkpoint in Moliko. Ces images, ça vous dit que c'est pratiquement fini et qu'il faut qu'on commence à regarder au futur maire.
Oui, en effet, cela va de soi. La commune de Boya ne saurait rester sans gouvernance. Oui. Donc, il y a des échéances qui sont prévues dans 3 mois, mais vous connaissez la position du SDF sur cette question. Il est nécessaire que tous les affrontements, tous les heurts qui sévissent dans cette région soient d'abord annihilés avant que ne puisse se tenir quelque échéance électorale que ce soit. Pour revenir sur la question de la personne Ekema Patrick Esunge, je tends à être d'accord avec mon voisin de droite sur l'aspect bilan. Quand on est un homme politique, quand on a une mandature, il est question à la fin déjà de son mandat de pouvoir dresser un bilan, mais à plus forte raison à la fin de sa vie. Et quand on voit aujourd'hui que le maire Patrick Ekema est parti, on a envie de te demander quel est le bilan de sa mandature, quel est le bilan de sa vie. Et je pense que sur cette question, les habitants de Buea seraient mieux à même de répondre. Mais ça interpelle tous ceux-là qui sont aux affaires aujourd'hui à se demander ce qu'ils font véritablement pour le peuple qui gouverne, parce que c'est ça le plus important. Donc en résumé, il y a l'aspect humanitaire qui nous demande de faire le deuil en ce moment du maire Ekema Patrick. De l'autre côté, il y a l'aspect politique qui nous demande de penser véritablement à ce pourquoi nous sommes élus, à ce pourquoi nous sommes aux affaires. Et pour ceux qui en ont encore l'opportunité de se mettre au travail pour qu'au moment où ils devront rendre compte au Tout-Puissant, leur bilan soit positif.
Que leur bilan soit positif. You think same like our SDF panelists?
Yeah, I think that everything that they've said, not only him, the other panelists as well as
Jean-Claude
theirs,
Agbotem,
yes,
yeah?
yes. It is very true that Ekema's, how do I put it, premature, untimely demise should act as an eye-opener to other persons, especially those of the regime, who feel that at one time we could buy our way through. I'm saying so, Leo, because we know it is very true that Ekema is gone, but it's at times when you're gone, we need to look at what you left as legacy. So I think that if you could go to Buea, like you said, Leo, your reporters down there would normally do. And I want to say that if they carry out a vox pop in Buea and ask Buea inhabitants what souvenir they hold of the man Ekema Patrick, I'm very sure that out of maybe 15 persons you get, maybe just 3 or 2 will speak positively about the man Ekema Patrick. Why? Because he was too aggressive so far as his party was concerned. Anything that was not the CPDM political party, Ekema can lay his life for that. And I think that, like other panelists have said, it's just an eye-opener to many persons who are still in romance with the regime to know that death is one aspect that you cannot buy. You may have all money, because I know that if you could put death in front of Ekema Patrick and say that, okay, put 10 million francs, he will give it. But when it comes, it has come. Like he said, it is a time for those of us who are still alive and that are in very close romance with the regime in place, the CPDM, to rethink that where are we? What are we going to leave as legacy when we are not there? What are people going to say about us when we are not there? It is not an issue of showing arrogance. Somebody cannot lock his shop because he's afraid of what will happen to him. He broke down the shop. We know even elites of that area, when the mayor came to Douala at Hotel Sawa, we know what happened. He was still the same person who said it is elite of the area that wanted to kill him. What would somebody like Dorothy Limunganjoma be looking behind Ekema Patrick? What would somebody like Mbela Moki be looking behind Ekema Patrick? What would somebody like Peter Mafani Mosongo be looking behind? They were looking at him like a son. But at one time, I think that administrative arrogance should not take place. I'm not a politician, but we are looking at what will live tomorrow, Leo. If tomorrow you and you're here, if your technicians, when you're not there tomorrow, they should be able to say our boss was generous, our boss was caring. But when people have an image of you as somebody who shouts, as somebody who's aggressive, as somebody who is always there to make your own ideas pass through, there is a problem. So it is time for those of us who are still alive and those of us who are still in the regime to rethink that death is something that we cannot buy. When it comes, it takes all of us away.
Yeah, but it shouldn't only be for those of the regime. It equally should apply to those of you in the opposition. Parce qu'il faut rendre compte, soit du régime ou de l'opposition.
Effectivement, il faut rendre compte. Mais il faut bien noter que pour le moment, aucun membre de l'opposition n'a encore été aux commandes de ce pays. Donc, il ne peut pas avoir, du point de vue de la gouvernance, des reproches à faire pour quelqu'un qui n'a jamais été. Nous disons chez nous au MRC qu'en réalité, il faudrait qu'on pense différemment. Il faut qu'aujourd'hui, nous pensions à faire la politique de façon différente. Vous vous rappelez, du moins, les années 92, à cette époque-là, le mouvement pour la renaissance du Cameroun n'existait pas, mais il y avait un certain nombre de partis qui existaient. En l'occurrence, au SDF, qui avait porté l'Union pour le changement aux élections de 92. Il m'avait été donné à cette époque, j'étais très petit, mais l'histoire rapportait bel et bien que le SDF en 92 avait gagné les élections. C'est au moins une réalité sur laquelle aucun Camerounais ne discute. C'était vrai que le SDF avait gagné l'élection. Mais qu'est-ce qui s'était passé pour que M. Nidjon Fondi n'accède pas à la magistrature suprême? C'est là où il y a des méandres. Et des intérêts individuels qui étaient entrés en jeu ont fait en sorte que les gens se sont appesantis sur leurs intérêts personnels au détriment de l'intérêt général. Et on est allé d'échec en échec jusqu'à ce que ce parti qui était un noble parti sur lequel tous les Camerounais croyaient devienne aujourd'hui très discrédité. Ce n'est pas moi qui le dis, c'est le constat qui est fait aujourd'hui sur le terrain. Quand nous, au MRC, nous avons instruit en 2018 le plan de résistance nationale, qui voudrait en réalité qu'on assainisse la façon de gérer les élections au Cameroun parce qu'un constat était clair, que les résultats sortis des urnes en 2018 faisaient de Maurice Kamto le président de la République. Mais pas les mêmes manies qui avaient conduit à ce que Nidjon Fondi en 92 ne puisse pas gérer le Cameroun en tant que chef d'État par la volonté populaire.
Tu parles de la mort de...
Je suis en train d'aller pour que vous compreniez. Vous avez posé la question tout à l'heure à mon copanéliste, d'en face. Il a fait comprendre que la position du SDF, c'était que, au cas où les événements ne s'arrêtent pas dans le sud-ouest, il n'y aurait pas élection, parce que c'était la condition sine qua non. Donc je ne suis pas fou. Je sais exactement d'où je vais. Chez nous, au MRC, nous disons qu'en fait, quand vous n'avez pour seul outil que le marteau, et que tout ce qui vous tombe sur la main, c'est un clou, vous frappez dessus. En réalité, aujourd'hui au Cameroun, les hommes politiques sont devenus tellement véreux que l'intérêt général ne les intéresse pas. Quand il fallait, nous, au MRC, nous disions qu'il y avait matière à ce que tous les hommes politiques de l'opposition, parce que ce n'était pas un secret de polichinelle de le savoir, que le MRC avait gagné les élections, les hommes politiques des grands partis que nous respectons sont montés au credo pour dire que tout était fini, les élections étaient terminées, le Cameroun se passait bien et qu'on devait se préparer pour l'élection législative. Alors, l'élection présidentielle s'est passée dans un climat le même que celui que nous vivons aujourd'hui. Pourquoi avons-nous besoin que ce climat aujourd'hui s'arrête pour que nous allions aux élections législatives?
Vous voulez répondre?
Naturellement, il me semble que l'intervention de mon copanéliste va dans le sens du SDF, donc il est nécessaire que je réagisse. Quand on retourne en 1992 et qu'on sait effectivement que le SDF avait gagné ces élections, vous parlez d'intérêt personnel qui aurait prévalu sur l'intérêt général qui aurait conduit John Fondi aux affaires.
Pas aux affaires, qui aurait conduit à ce qu'il n'accède pas aux affaires.
Il y avait en jeu la vie de beaucoup de Camerounais qui étaient prêts à payer d'un certain sacrifice pour cela. Mais l'intérêt général dont nous parlons, c'est la préservation de la vie de ces Camerounais-là. C'est la raison pour laquelle, en 1992, nous n'avons pas accepté d'aller plus loin que ça. Nous avons continué notre bataille et nous avons obtenu des victoires dont tout le monde bénéficie aujourd'hui. Que ce soit dans le code électoral, que ce soit dans les libertés individuelles et même pour parvenir au grand dialogue que nous avons récemment. Parce que je vous rappelle qu'au moment où j'entre dans le SDF en 2017, dans la foulée, c'est l'honorable Jean-Michel Ninche qui organise des marches à Bepanda, qui bloque l'Assemblée nationale pour que cette question soit mise sur la table à l'Assemblée nationale. Donc c'est une lutte que nous avons poursuivie. Aujourd'hui, vous venez nous parler de ce que vous avez fait en 2018, vous nous faites le procès de ne pas... Moi je ne comprends pas. Vous revendiquez quelque chose que nous ne revendiquons pas. Il n'est pas question que nous allions ensemble.
On ira donc aux élections en 2019.
Ce n'était même pas la question. La question c'était le maire qui m'a passé.
Pour SDF et le MRC, s'il vous plaît, on va revenir. Just to tell our televiewers that we are going to be awaiting more information, videos and sounds from Boya to be updating you on what is happening especially around the residence of the late mayor of Buea, Ikema Patrick Esunge, who is reported to have died out here in Douala, Cameroon's economic capital this morning. We are following events, and we have to move on to our next topic, which has to do with what is making news today, the dismantling of a coalition process that was put around Professor Maurice Kamto, and knowing that Cameroonians have been clamoring for a coalition to be able to put the CPDM out of power, but suddenly, out of prison, we get what is happening with Paul-Eric Kinge. What's happening? How can we explain that so soon from out of the prison is not more than a month, and we are observing so much cracks within this coalition?
It is true that I've been following the coalition after they are released, and I must say your information may be based on rumors, because officially I don't think that Paul-Eric Kinge has been out of the coalition officially.
He's out.
No, you can't say
out.
it's based.
I'm speaking as a journalist.
Mr. Agboten, please. I'm not speaking based on rumors.
Yeah.
Paul-Eric Kinge went to Njombe Penja. He had his first homecoming, where he said clearly that based on their agreement, the coalition member was supposed not to come to another fief of the other coalition, and that he's stupefied by the fact that other parties were planning to run for elections in his fief. He has said it severally in many other media outings, where he even bashes people like Albert Zonga, who to him should not ask him to stay in a coalition. So it's not a rumor, it's fact. Okay,
if it is fact, then let me bring you back to immediately after election. You know, they were already having issues. But to me, that's not an issue. Well, the most essential thing is that Paul-Eric Kinge was a member of that coalition, and the coalition was focused towards the presidential election.
Yeah.
And I think that immediately after the presidential election, all such coalitions that were focused towards the presidential election will no more exist. You also remember the coalition between Akere Muna and Maurice Kamto. That died out immediately after the election. So I think it's just but normal, because I don't have the content of their engagement if it was to go after the presidential election. So it would be very difficult for me to comment on as of now.
On écoute Paul-Eric Kinge qui n'est pas si tendre avec les militants du MRC. Il a décrit les talibans qu'ils veulent détruire le professeur Maurice Kamto. Qu'est-ce qui peut expliquer cette position si dure envers des gens avec qui tu étais en coalition il y a quelques mois?
La coalition entre le MRC et Paul-Eric Kinge, je vais faire l'aveu de ce que elle ne m'a jamais beaucoup intéressé. Je suis du Social Democratic Front dans la 5e. Nous avons notre organisation, nous avons nos objectifs et nous ne nous intéressons à ce qui se passe ailleurs qu'en fonction de cela. Donc aujourd'hui, que les gens du MRC et leur coalition n'arrivent pas à s'entendre, je l'observe comme quelque chose de dommage pour des gens qui disent vouloir porter les revendications des populations à un certain niveau. Je pense que quand une équipe va à une compétition, il est nécessaire de d'abord être soudé à l'intérieur. Si à l'intérieur déjà vous avez des soucis et que ça fait polémique, c'est qu'il y a un souci, c'est qu'il y a un problème. Voilà, donc, ça met en doute la capacité à pouvoir gérer sereinement une communauté. Il y a quelque temps, c'était un pays Aujourd'hui, ça va être des communautés. Donc le fait qu'on ne parvienne pas à s'entendre à l'intérieur met en doute la capacité qu'on a à gérer une communauté. C'est de ce prisme-là que j'observe ce qui se passe entre le MRC et ses alliés, sans avoir, ou alors sans vouloir m'ingérer très sérieusement là-dedans. Voilà.
Okay, we have information from Buea that the office of the mayor in Buea has been sealed as we speak. No access to it, and we equally have information that the mayor of Buea was yesterday in Buea, where he took part in a funeral ceremony which was happening at Buea town. He was there live and very healthy, and that the people of Buea are still shocked to come to terms as to how a mayor who was with them yesterday is no more today. Paul Eric Kinge, what is not working? He says that the Mungu should be kept for him and that the MRC should go elsewhere.
I think that Paul Eric Kinge's outing, there are two readings I make of it. First of all, the aspect of egoism in politics. It shows that many politicians do not have the common man in mind. Okay, people are working for their self-centeredness, because when Paul Eric Kinge went back to Njombe Penja, his base, don't forget, Leo, that Paul Eric Kinge has been mayor in this area. So when he came back, we saw the triumphant welcome that was given him. And then days later, he went on several social media outings, on TV, on radio, just to say what Aboram was saying, that he has confirmed. He said he was into a gentleman agreement with Professor Maurice Kamto. And that the agreement was that he would support him during the elections of 2018. And that when it comes to municipal and legislative election, Kamto will support him. That is Eric Kinge's version. And quote me anywhere, I'll stand for it. Now, he is saying that Kamto elections are over, Kamto has failed, that is what he said. And that now Kamto is bringing the CRM political party to his own base, which he will not tolerate. Now, it is only coming back, like I said before, Leo, to show two things. Self-centeredness in politics. A lot of politicians do not have the common man in heart. Bias is my friend today. If tomorrow he becomes mayor or he becomes mayor, don't be shocked that I need to sign some documents before I get access into him. But today we meet. So it comes first of all to show that our politicians are self-centered. They work for their personal interests. And then secondly, it goes to show another aspect that is happening in the Cameroonian politics, which is the aspect of tribalism, if I should put it that way. Why am I saying so? Paul Eric Kinge said he is taking this decision because Njombe Penja is predominantly the Baminike people. And he knows that if Professor Maurice Kamto comes to this area, there is this high tendency of him sweeping his compatriots from the same village, and he risks not getting his objective. Do not forget, Leo, that when he came back he said he officially declared himself that he will be running for the elections that are upcoming, municipal and parliamentary elections. So when things like this come up, Leo, it's just an eye-opener to Cameroonians to know that a majority of these politicians do not actually have the common man in heart. It's their self-interest. Because we do not understand. Eric Kinge said things that when I stood behind with some few friends, I was asking myself, I said, is it coming from him? Because at one time, Eric Kinge said, je sais de quoi je parle. J'ai fait 9 mois avec ce monsieur en prison. Donc je lui maîtrise, je lui connais plus que vous. It means that there is something about Eric Kinge and Professor Maurice Kamto that you and I don't know, because we know Maurice Kamto as a candidate for the presidential election, but do we know him that detail? No. Eric Kinge said, I've spent 9 months with this man, and at one time he said he was almost slammed a life imprisonment because of Kamto. And if Kamto is coming to do this today, he will not take it. So it means that, Leo, when we look at it keenly, there is something that we don't know. Okay, there is something that is boiling between Professor Maurice Kamto and Eric Kinge. And like I said, as a journalist, what I take home is it is egoism. That's just the truth, because he thinks his municipality should be reserved, and I don't think that he's coming to say his municipality should be reserved because he's thinking of the good of the betterment of the common man. It is actually the fact that he wants that the mayor from that area should come from his party and that the parliamentarian should come from his party. Do not forget that this is somebody who has been mayor, because a lot of persons are confusing some things. Albert Zonga of the Dynamic Party has given it to Maurice Kamto. But the question is, how many people have that who are members of that party? Has that party ever produced a councillor? No. But Eric Kinge's party has produced a mayor whom Eric Kinge is. So when we look at him,
No,
he
but
is...
he was mayor of the CPDM.
No, correct. Yeah. Now, it means that Eric Kinge has more...
He has a following.
He has a following more than Albert Zonga.
Ok, Salomon Bias, est-ce que ce n'est pas assez curieux que Paul-Éric Kinge, qui était dans la coalition, qui disait que il ne fallait pas qu'on aille aux élections parce qu'il faut que la situation dans le nord-ouest et le sud-est soit réglée, et que subitement il se déclare pour les élections, et qu'un autre membre de la coalition, qui est Albert Zonga, fusionne avec le MRC, et subitement il dit aux militants que ceux qui veulent prendre des positions de maires et parlementaires, qu'ils aillent voir les officiels du MRC. Qui veut dire que, est-ce que c'est les positions qui se préparaient en prison?
Déjà, je vais vous dire, Niona, comme vous êtes journaliste, ça veut dire que vous êtes un expert des questions de l'information.
Oui, c'est ça.
Investiguer. A contrario, ce que je vais vous dire sur ce plateau, c'est qu'en réalité, je l'ai toujours répété, la politique, au-delà d'être une science, c'est une activité.
Oui.
On apprend à faire de la politique.
Oui.
Alors, il s'est avéré que l'année 2018 a été pour beaucoup de jeunes une année d'adhésion politique, et ils confondent donc adhésion politique et expérience en politique, ou alors engagement en politique. Si je rentre quelques années en arrière, je voudrais dire qu'en fait, en 92, on a vu le SDF porté à l'élection présidentielle. Oui. Mais il faudrait qu'on dise aux gens que c'était une alliance qui avait porté le SDF à l'élection présidentielle. Cette alliance s'appelait l'Union pour le changement. C'était l'Union pour le changement. C'était une alliance. Quand je le dis donc, je m'en vais dans des théories de sciences politiques qui inscrivent la théorie des alliances et des coalitions en politique. Qu'est-ce qui peut être à l'origine des alliances et des coalitions dans le monde politique pour que cela influence dans le champ politique? Quelles sont la teneur de ces alliances? Quels sont les objectifs qui sont mis, du moins dans des pactes ou des chartes qui supplantent ces alliances, et quelle est l'étendue de ces alliances-là? Quand j'ai fini de dire ça, je dis donc, ok, le MRC et ses alliés ont eu sûrement des pactes d'alliance. Oui. Je ne peux pas venir sur ce plateau vous donner le contenu parce que le MRC, c'est une organisation. Ce qui est vrai, c'est que chaque allié connaît l'étendue de son action de par le pacte, ou alors la charte, ou alors le traité qui met sur pied ces alliances. Le Cameroun ne fait pas partie d'une singularité en matière d'alliance politique. Je voudrais aller peut-être en Côte d'Ivoire pour vous parler de l'alliance PDCI-RDA qui a porté Alassane Ouattara à la tête, n'est-ce pas, du pouvoir en Côte d'Ivoire. Quelles sont devenues ces alliances aujourd'hui? On sait bien que le RDA et le PDCI se sont fracturés. Alors, moi qui n'ai pas du PDCI et du RDA,
est-ce que vous répondez à ma question?
Je suis en train d'aller. Si vous me laissez étendre, vous allez comprendre. Je suis en train de vous expliquer. Oui, je suis en train de vous dire qu'en fait, si quelqu'un est dans un parti politique autre que le MRC et qu'il essaie d'épiloguer sur les alliances du MRC, c'est qu'il fait tout bon. Parce que je ne sais pas les outils qu'il peut avoir pour épiloguer sur les alliances dont il ne fait pas partie. C'est comme un contrat.
Moi, je pense
non, vous n'avez pas répondu à ma question.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez posé comme question?
J'ai demandé que Paul-Éric Kinge, qui était en prison avec le professeur Maurice Kamto, dès qu'il sort, parce que quand ils étaient en prison, l'impression qu'on avait était que tout ce qui comptait, c'était la vie des gens qui tombaient dans le nord-ouest et le sud-ouest, et que les élections n'avaient pas de place pour l'instant. Mais dès qu'ils sortent, Paul-Éric Kinge déclare qu'il est prêt pour les municipales et législatives. dès que Albin Zonga aussi, dans sa note, si vous regardez sa note, il demande à ses militants qu'ils veulent des positions, ces représentants soit municipales, qui s'approchent à la direction
du MRC.
Oui, pour préparer les élections. Qui veut dire que, est-ce que c'est les élections qui se préparaient en prison?
Mais je vais vous
Où est la place de tous ceux que... Oui.
Je vais vous renvoyer la question.
Oui.
Pouvez-vous aussi me donner le communiqué du professeur Maurice Kamto,
Par rapport à...
s'il vous plaît? Vous avez
Non,
parlé...
c'est moi qui pose des questions.
Oui,
Par
je
rapport
voudrais
à-
juste être mieux placé pour savoir, puisque je représente le MSC sur ce plateau. Vous avez parlé
Ok, vous dites
d'Abel
que
Zonga,
le MSC...
s'il vous plaît.
Oui.
Vous avez parlé d'Abel Zonga.
Oui.
Vous avez parlé de Paul Eric Kingé sur leur position. Je voudrais savoir la position du professeur Maurice Kamto.
Okay, can we really understand this? Can we say that in prison, while they were in prison, people were just, though everybody was sympathizing that relâché, Paul Eric Kingé relâché, Albin Zonga relâché, le professeur Maurice Kamto, and suddenly once they come, we don't see them actually sit down to take care of the well-being of the people, and all what they are saying now is contrary to your position, because Stand Up for Cameroon says no election should hold. But we see these guys who are just coming out from prison, and all they are interested is in elections now.
You must first of all understand Stand Up for Cameroon's position.
Yeah.
We consider that the political fight in Cameroon is real, and that no one's freedom should be played with or deprived because of his or her political stand. That is why you saw us champion the fact that Maurice Kamto and the rest should be released. And we championed the free all arrested, and we are still in the process. But we are not championing these so that they come and adhere to our position. We think that they are political parties, and they have the right to their positions, which I think that is best known to them. Now, coming to the election, we have made ourselves clear, because Stand Up for Cameroon has, you know, Stand Up for Cameroon was, even before the Anglophone crisis, we have two principal things, which we think that can only be resolved in a political transition. We think that the form of the state should be discussed. We think that the electoral code should be discussed. But we sympathize also in the Anglophone crisis, because we are concerned directly. Anything that has to do with Cameroon has to do with Stand Up for Cameroon. So we were not clamoring for their release so that they come and adhere to us. And it is not a surprise to us. You must understand that politics in Cameroon today is more of positioning. And we have a lot of business politicians than activists. That is why you see that once there is an opportunity for show up, you find people doing a lot of show up, and at the end of the day, no result. We saw people going for major national dialogue, and today nobody is talking about it. Today we hear people are talking about elections. Election and election. In the next 3-4 months, maybe 6 months, nobody will be talking about it. And the core problems remain. That is why for us in the Stand Up for Cameroon, we are very clear on the point that in the present dispensation of Cameroon, there can't be any election. Because going in for an election at this time is declaring secession in Cameroon. If Mr. Biya should call for an election in this present Cameroon, it will be confirming the secession he declared when he suspended internet.
That's the position of the SDF recently?
That's our position.
Yeah, but
Stand Up for Cameroon.
the SDF recently took that position also?
Actually, SDF Iraqi, with notably Honorable Joshua Nambangi aussi, are clear on this fact that the main problem of Cameroon at this moment is the crisis that's going on in the north and southwest. We can't be saying we are one Cameroon, we can't be saying we are a country, and the people are dying up there. Meanwhile, we have been looking for solutions to this crisis through the constitutional means at the National Assembly and even in the streets. We can be in a position where today we see that there have to be elections, because if there are elections in such a situation, it will mean that we are validating the secession. So that's the position of the SDF's hierarchy, that's the position of Honorable Joshua Nambangi OC, and that's something clear. But I'll ask you, Mr. Koum, to permit me come back on the point that was said before by our co-panelists from the MRC, qui en réalité semblait m'indexer, je vais le prendre comme ça, sur la question de l'engagement politique. C'était peut-être des paraboles, mais je l'ai très bien compris. Je voudrais tout simplement faire la précision selon laquelle je n'ai personnellement pas entendu la ferveur politique de 2018 pour être en politique. Je suis en politique depuis 2017. Et c'est un engagement qui part d'une conviction personnelle, une conviction idéologique. Je vais vous dire vite fait que ma tribu d'origine, par exemple, n'a rien à voir avec ce qui peut être considéré comme ce qui se fait au SDF. Pour vous rappeler que nous sommes un parti de diversité et que mon engagement a eu tout à voir avec l'idéologie, non pas avec une ferveur ou alors quoi que ce soit. Il me semblait tout simplement nécessaire, M. Koum, de préciser cela avant que nous ne poursuivions.
Okay. You think that the Paul Eric King wants to play smart with the MRC?
I will not call it smart. I will not call it smart, because Eric Kinge said, not on one media house, not two, not three. It's not smart. It's just a gentleman agreement that they reached that one party is rather smarter. It means that if I were to analyze,
but the MRC has done nothing.
If I were to do a content analysis...
Why would you accuse the MRC when they have not even declared that they are coming to the Mungo?
If I could do a content analysis of it, I would rather say that it is a CRM political party that wants to be smarter. Why am I saying so? Because, I'm saying that you and I cannot reach... before now...
Le MRC n'a rien dit et déjà vous l'accusez.
Before now, did you and I know that Eric Kinge had any agreement with Professor Kamto? No. We only came to know about it when Eric Kinge started saying, you cannot come to my area.
But
it means
MRC
that...
said they were coming.
Can we prove that the MRC has not been there? We cannot. So as of now, I'm saying that if we're to talk about smart, if somebody is smart, he is at the CRM political party. And like I said before, Eric Kinge is not speaking from behind. Okay? It is very true that for us to be balanced in this case, Professor Maurice Kamto should obviously give his own version. But from what Eric Kinge has said, he is sensing that the CRM political party wants. Don't forget that when they arrested Eric Kinge, Albert Zongang, the Pendai Caucus and the others, the Michel Dokis and the Celestin Jamens, the impression we had as journalists was that diehards of a political party who believe in Professor Maurice Kamto's ideology have been arrested. That's the impression we had. But now when they come out and we start seeing this, we have the impression that there was something far from the ideology that we had. If not, why should Eric Kinge today, whom we celebrated as someone who was selfless, someone who we knew that he could sacrifice for the party, he's coming up today to say, no, you cannot come to my area. There is an untold story between, or rather behind, Eric Kinge's outing. And until Professor Maurice Kamto or militants of the CRM political party do not come out to say something, we know that there is something fishy within those who were arrested in connection to the hold-up.
Let me take some messages. Salomon Voudrier. Hi, Mr. Leonard. Such a good news. Happy to hear that Michael Aka for Fair Woman, Okada Man, Boya. I don't know what you mean by that. Hi to you all. In the studio, Kema's death can lead to the political catastrophe of the CPDM regime in the southwest region. For me, the bridge builder is writing from Bamenda. Greetings to all in the panel on board. My name is Robert in Limbe. Everybody is okay. This one says, one can't escape from Amber Boys, but can by no means escape. Okay, one can escape from Amber Boys, but can Ngong Ernest, writing from Kumba. This one says, sorry versus sorry is Pangwa from Kumba. I think that the fight was for truthful Anglophones. If someone has something in his death, then it is not of God, but the messages Hyper, can you confirm his death and what happened? Findi, Abe, writing from Yaoundé. Yes, no, writing from Yagua. Yes, the mayor is dead. So it's confirmed. This one says, Nathan from Boya, for what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world? Okay, says Aki Kemabai. Good afternoon, sirs. Paul Irikinge, to me, has been compromised by the ruling CPDM party. Okay. Good day to all watching this news. Thanks God for... No. Valentine is writing from Bamenda. This one says, the Lord be with you all in the studio. I'm most happy. Happy Sunday. May the soul of the mayor and all the dead rest in peace. Amen. Special greetings to Barrister. Happy Sunday in the studio. Let Eugene from Kumba. This is not... I'll not read most of your messages today. Let's look at the next topic since we are coming out, we are running out of time. We look at the visit of the French foreign ambassador to foreign minister to Cameroon. He was in Cameroon. Jean-Yves Lodien came to Cameroon. He met with political party leaders, civil society organization leaders. Salomon Bias, my first question to you is, seemingly he came to reinstate Bolloré at the Douala port. They say Cameroon is sovereign. Does it put to question that whole notion of Cameroon, certain état souverain, as that notion be defeated here, where a minister leaves France, comes here for a working visit, and suddenly a note comes from the Secretary General of the Presidency to say, okay, the process of taking out Bolloré should wait for now.
Vous voyez, nous avons toujours dit, nous, au Mouvement pour la Renaissance du Cameroun, qu'il faudrait bien que les gens apprennent le fonctionnement de la politique sur le plan interne et aussi sur le plan international. Parce que nous avons l'impression que la mise en avant de la souveraineté est devenue quelque chose, du moins qu'on utilise de façon désordonnée, et donc le pauvre citoyen ne comprend pas beaucoup la portée quand il s'agit de défendre un intérêt, un camp ou un autre camp. La souveraineté, ce n'est pas du moins quelque chose qu'on prononce n'importe comment. La souveraineté, au-delà d'être quelque chose de juridique, doit se matérialiser par les faits. On dit d'un État qu'il est souverain quand il a la capacité, sur le plan national et international, de maintenir une certaine stabilité dans son fonctionnement, sur le plan politique, sur le plan de la diplomatie internationale, sur le plan économique, sur le plan de sa défense même, et sur le plan de la protection de ses intérêts au-delà de tout. Mais quand on regarde le Cameroun de fait, est-ce qu'on peut dire que le Cameroun est souverain? Non. Mais ceux qui nous dirigent ont toujours brandi le spectre de la souveraineté, une souveraineté qui ne se justifie en rien, juste pour essayer de manipuler les consciences des gens. Et je pense que l'avenir de Yves Le Drian au Cameroun démontre à suffisance que le Cameroun n'est pas un État souverain. Pourquoi? Parce que les gens ont toujours dit que la justice camerounaise est libre, que quand elle engage les procédures, elle arrive jusqu'à la fin, le politique ne se mêle pas, ... Voilà donc la concession, du moins du port autonome de Douala, le terminal à conteneurs, avait été, du moins, enlevé à Bolloré au profit d'une entreprise suisse. Et l'entreprise Bolloré avait décidé de saisir le tribunal administratif du littoral au fin que cette affaire puisse trouver un dénouement sur le plan juridique et sur le plan judiciaire. Alors, la procédure étant pendante dans les juridictions camerounaises, on se demande alors avec quelle alchimie le secrétaire d'État et le secrétaire général à la présidence de la République, par une correspondance signée de lui, a pu briser complètement tout le verrou du judiciaire camerounais pour faire porter une décision politique à Mondiovision. Je pense que quand on est un peu éclairé, on se rendrait bien compte que la politique de M. Biya, président, du moins M. Biya, celui qui a été désigné comme président de la République par le Conseil constitutionnel en 2018, ne vise qu'une seule chose. Brader tout le Cameroun avec pour seul leitmotiv de maintenir les strapontins du régime au pouvoir pour asseoir sa politique, quitte à ce que les intérêts de tous les Camerounais ne s'y retrouvent pas. C'est pour ça que nous avons toujours dit, nous au Mouvement pour la Renaissance du Cameroun, que les accusations qui étaient portées contre le professeur Maurice Kamto et les membres de la coalition, fabriquées de toutes pièces par les officines du régime, je vais citer entre autres terrorisme, subversion ou trahison et j'en passe, n'étaient que des infractions fabriquées à la volée qui n'avaient rien à voir sur le plan judiciaire, tout simplement parce que la justice, l'administration est inféodée et détenue entre les mains d'un seul individu, il s'appelle Biya Paul, et son régime. Et je pense que ceux qui nous battaient en brèche hier, aujourd'hui, n'ont aucun argument pour nous démentir là-dessus, parce que ça fait pleurer.
Jean-Claude Agbotem, is it very evident that France is deciding for what happens in our political and economic life? Because before getting down to Douala for the inauguration of the second bridge over the Vouri, the French Minister of Foreign Affairs met with political leaders after meeting with the President of the Republic.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about France's influence in everything in Cameroon, we must go back to history. There has never been decolonization in Africa as far as French colonies are concerned. They just created some sort of indirect rule where they continue in their same system where they put people who are there to serve their interests. And if you look at the recent events, you understand that France is in command, not even Mr. Biya. We saw some weeks ago Mr. Biya going to France, and in his interview, he clearly said he went to give a feedback of his monologue to Macron. And yes, to Macron. You see, the way he said it with so much authority. It shows that because when you come on TV as a president of a nation that is supposed to be sovereign and tell journalists that you went to give a feedback to someone, you are telling those people that that person sent you. You were on mission. So we can talk about sovereignty here. The second issue was that immediately after that, Mr. Macron has to send his minister to come and do what? To come and see on the implementation of the resolutions of that conference. And I must tell you, I think I made a post on social media where I was so much disheartening to the fact that political parties sent a representative to meet this man. In fact, why do we continue allowing the white man to treat us as if we are a nobody who come and call you people to talk about something that concerns you? No, we give them. Because at the end of the day, we say Mr. Biya is allowing France to do whatever they want, whatever they think in Cameroon. We are there also. We saw a lot of people going to take selfie. You will not see this in America. You will not see this in France. You will not see this, mind you, in Nigeria. But you only see in Cameroon. People parading, going to have just 5 seconds with Yves Le Drian for pictures. He came for nothing but to see the interests of France. And we saw that at the end of the day, Bolloré is to be maintained. It is normal. You see, I want us to understand something. We know that politically and commercial-wise, it is a battle. But I think that Cameroonians who are involved in political and commercial battles should know that the two go together. And instead of us complaining on France, we should look at strategies of putting France out of the scene. I think that the company, because mind you, the Swiss company, they have a relation with Dampulo.
Yeah, with a local
I think that Dampulo, this is an opportunity. There should be a battle. He can battle Bolloré out of that port, and we can prove to these ministers to someone like Ferdinand Gongo who thinks he can sit in his office and write something. And I also think that if they can put the interests of Cameroon at heart, they can push Bolloré out in the commercial and political arena, because it is a fight. We keep allowing francs. Because mind you, if Le Drian came and invited political parties and none went, it would have been a very big message.
It would have been a big message
But
to
the
France.
fact that they went, they were doing the same thing like Mr. Biya. So they should not talk about sovereignty when they themselves enroll to the same line with Biya in giving their authority to
France.
To France.
Okay, Paul Gauthier.
That's why Stand Up for Cameroon wasn't there, as usual.
It's not a political party.
It's a political platform.
No, but
No.
he also received civil society organizations.
Yeah.
But my question to you now is, from what is happening, seemingly, can we say that President Paul Biya was not in France for the health meeting, but to meet with the French president under the guise of taking part in the conference that had to do with HIV and AIDS, to seal certain deals which were confirmed by this return visit of the French foreign minister?
What I can say on such a point is that when the President of the Republic goes to France, and that he's received on the sides of the principal event by the President of France, and that we see the way they were discussing, we can of course say that there was a reason, not even behind, but a reason aside, because it was clearly shown. It's not as if it was hidden. So it's something that we can all observe today. It's no debate about it. And coming back to the visit of Mr. Le Drian to Cameroon, I can put the debate on two principal points: the political point, that is sovereignty, and the economic point. What I have to say about sovereignty is that sovereignty is granted by the people. Sovereignty is granted by the people, and we believe that for the Cameroonian people to be set sovereign, there will need to be a great change at the head of the state. It hasn't been the case last year, but it can be the case in some years to come. We will need to talk to our people. We will need a new political class to go out there and convince the people and convince the Cameroonian people to create a great change, because we can say that people who are ruling today are people that have been placed there since the 60s and that have not for the moment actually been really elected. We will need to gain our sovereignty through that democratic means. It has not been the case last year, but I believe that there's a new political class that is coming up, and in some years to come, that thing will be actual. You will reach to that. What I want to see on the economic part of it is that we have Cameroonian industrials that are capable of taking care of our port. We have people that are first in the rankings of economic men in Africa. We have Baba Dampulo that's able of doing that. So it's not interesting for us to allow Bolloré today to take care of our port, because when you have the economy of a country, you can control that country, you can influence that country. We need to take back our country through the management of the port. As my father from the right side said, there's actually a need today for people like Bolloré, for like Dampulo, to rise up and win the economic battle so that we can have our country back in some times now. Thanks.
Okay, in some times now he is there. There is an agreement. Some people think that he has come to conclude more agreements, French agreements with Cameroon, so that henceforth the shocker that they received from the removal of Bolloré from the ports does not repeat itself.
I want to say, Liu, that Le Drian's visit to Cameroon, like most panelists have said already, was far from being a diplomatic one. It had or rather economic connotations, because what explains the fact that Ferdinand Gongo's pen could not flow only when it only had to do so when he was in the Cameroon. And I think that like Abraham was saying, Agbotem, yeah, like he was saying, I think that when we look at the relationship between Cameroon and France, we should first of all look at it at the level of the colonial aspects. Remember that France has always been that country that if you look at their policy in Cameroon, they had assimilation. That is, they wanted that all their colonies in Africa should look like them. And France is one of those countries that hardly gave independence to any of their countries in Africa. Till date, they were the ones who brought the idea of neo-colonialism. That is, going to colonize or control and dictate a country, even when that country openly must have had independence. So, Le Drian's visit to Cameroon, you know, this is not the first visit that we're having a French personality coming to Cameroon and things change. We have visits where this lady that was in prison for using 2 billion francs that was supposed to put into the Cameroonian coffers. But once the French president came to Cameroon, few days or weeks later, Lydian Eyum, thank you very much. Few days later, we saw Lydian Eyum being freed. But we see how the Noni Ephraims are in prison. We see how so many ministers are still in prison. Are they saying till today? We cannot authoritatively say that Lydian Eyum paid back the money she took from the states. No. So the coming of Le Drian to Cameroon, do not forget that he also held talk with businessmen at GCAM. It means that he was coming to meet the businessmen at GCAM to say, okay, what do you people have already as income? What have you used? What are the future plans? So that I take it back to the boss. And things like these are things that are moving Cameroonians to Angalio, because we cannot be in a country that we think we are independent. We cannot be in a country that we think we are sovereign. And then at each time we want to take major decisions that will affect the life of our country, there is always an external figure that is coming in. Permit me tell you that when our president goes to France, he is received by a mayor. It's true. But when Le Drian comes to Cameroon, come and see the lineup of ministers already at Simalan waiting for him. In Douala, he was received by Emmanuel Ngannou Messi of Public Works. It means that in Cameroon, we give a lot of attachment, a lot of respect to the Frenchman whom till date has nothing to show for the common man. What has Cameroon achieved from France since the Second World War that came and they separated with the British in 1914? If we are still having what we even call the Anglophone problem today, and some people are talking of federation and separation, it is because of France and Britain. So we have actually achieved nothing from the French. And when the French comes today and still manipulates Cameroonians, and we have our president saying he handed over, I think we have gone past that, and it does not speak well for a country that is sovereign. Remember that Le Drian said he has come to reconcile Cameroonians. As what? As who? This is a slap to our faces.
Okay, that's a slap to our faces. I'm taking what you just said. He says, I want to come and reconcile the political class in Cameroon. He met with the President of the Republic, discussed with him, met with political leaders, including the President of CRM, Maurice Kamto. He met with him. Is France saying that I can decide what happens in the political as well as the economic spheres in Cameroon? Yeah, because we have other presidents and other ministers from other countries who come to Cameroon, but nobody does what Le Drian just did.
Monsieur Léonard, vous devez savoir, chez nous, au Mouvement pour la Renaissance du Cameroun, nous avons un homme à la tête, c'est le professeur Maurice Kamto.
Oui.
Il est diplômé du droit public international. Ça voudrait dire que dans sa formation académique, dans le savoir multidimensionnel qu'il possède, il connaît la diplomatie, il connaît les relations internationales. Le Drian a reçu, du moins a demandé à avoir une séance de travail avec les partis politiques présents à l'Assemblée nationale. Le président Maurice Kamto, qui a toujours dit en fait que la politique était une activité qui demandait à ce que les gens se parlent. C'est pour ça que nous avons toujours dit que nous tendons la main. Parce que le Cameroun, c'est une donnée, c'est un pays qui concerne tous les Camerounais. Et ce n'est pas dans le combat armé qu'on solde les problèmes. C'est dans la possibilité de débattre et de prendre sur la table des points de vue qui sont concordants et qui vont dans le sens de pouvoir mettre le Cameroun sur la bonne voie. Et je pense que ce n'est que dans ce sens que le professeur Maurice Kamto a assisté à ces travaux.
Oui, oui.
Parce que chez nous, au Mouvement pour la Renaissance du Cameroun, nous sommes contre l'assujettissement du Cameroun. Nous sommes contre une seconde recolonisation du Cameroun. Nous ne sommes pas pour brader tout le sous-sol camerounais pour nous maintenir au pouvoir. Nous sommes pour la diplomatie d'égal à égal où le choc des idées qui émanent des politiques des États puisse s'entrechoquer.
Après avoir dit ça, est-ce que vous pouvez répondre à ma question?
Mais bien sûr, effectivement, la lecture que je fais, c'est celle-là qui fait de Le Drian le super ministre français au Cameroun. Oui. Et cela ne se fait que parce qu'il y a un homme à la tête du pouvoir du Cameroun, M. Biya Paul, qui est illégitime parce qu'il n'a jamais été élu et qui a son maintien à la tête du pays tout simplement parce qu'il donne ses contrats à ces multinationales occidentales qui donnent les richesses du Cameroun à la France. Et cette France-là aujourd'hui, comme disait Prince Obaka, qui joue le rôle de l'assimilation, qui crée la ségrégation tout en maintenant un seul homme. Monsieur Biya vit sa survie en tant que président de la République au Cameroun parce que la France est avec lui. Ce n'est pas un secret de polichinelle. Et aujourd'hui, avec d'autres partis de l'opposition qui sont des faux partis d'opposition et qui prennent des positions juste pour leurs propres intérêts. Et quand ils se rendent compte que leurs intérêts ne sont plus en avant, ils changent comme des girouettes. Chez nous, MRC, nous pratiquons la République, nous pratiquons la politique de la République. Celle qui vise à créer de nouveaux hommes politiques qui sont honnêtes, cohérents, et qui posent des problèmes de la base et de la fondation des vraies républiques qui, dans l'avenir, pourront être des républiques vraiment souveraines.
Now, we're talking of a sovereign posture by Cameroon and its President Paul Biya. We see the President of the Republic will not go to Sochi in Russia and receives a French minister here. And then when it comes to France, the President hurries to attend a health summit. What does this speak of our relationship with France?
The truth about our relationship with France is that it is for French interests. You know, strategically in the French Africa, you have two countries that France can do anything.
Okay.
You have Cameroon and Ivory Coast. They prefer to, in fact, to do all it takes to maintain their power on Cameroon and Ivory Coast. You know, Cameroon represents their dominance in Central Africa, Ivory Coast in West Africa. You realize now that Mr. Biya, just like he said, is in power because of France. When you owe your power because of a country, you are dead to their biddings. When they say, when the French minister is coming to Cameroon, you prefer to wait for him because you don't know what may happen in your absence. And you know that dictators like Mr. Biya don't really have their powers in their hands. They are controlled by those helping them to be in power. You should not also forget that before Le Drian's coming to Cameroon, we heard of a French military boat that entered in Kribi. So you see that a lot of things were being done, and all these things are done to maintain Mr. Biya in power and not the interest of the people. France has never been for the population, for the development of Africa. You know that if you look at what France is doing, for example, in Niger, where they are getting all the uranium that they need for their energy in France, you understand that France has no interest in developing Africa. And when they see at every given time that they can lose an economic influence, you see the entire government being involved. We saw the same thing during the construction of the Kribi port. We saw that, I think it was Hollande himself who came, and he was taken off from the Chinese to the French. The same thing is happening now when the port, you see, they want to, because actually in Cameroon, we can say France has dominance over about 65 to 70% of our economy. What they are not controlling is the airport. They control the seaport. They control the only train system we have in Cameroon. And so, for them to lose the airport, the seaport, the Douala terminal, would have been a very big blow for them. And that's why you see them. They are doing everything possible. But I think that economically, Mr. Biya has no power in Cameroon, in the sense that his entourage is not economically viable for economic confrontation.
Okay.
And Dampulo can do something.
Dampulo can do something. We are out of time. One last question for you. We saw the French warship at the station at Kribi. Is there for, I'm sure, a week now. Yeah. Is it to tell Cameroon that I can bully you, I'm the big boy, or it's to strengthen French position in Cameroon and to make sure that what Lodian came to do is fruitful?
On peut porter une analyse globale sur l'ensemble de ces événements, entre la visite du président en France à Lyon, l'arrivée de Jean-Yves Le Drian et le fait qu'un bateau militaire français a accosté à Kribi.
Oui.
On peut porter une analyse globale et comprendre que les enjeux sont les mêmes qu'en 1959 aujourd'hui. Et le grand regret que nous pouvons tous ensemble avoir, c'est de n'avoir pas réussi à mettre à la tête de la République l'année dernière quelqu'un qui aurait pu se détourner de cette...
On n'a pas voulu le mettre.
Je pense aussi, nous ne pensons peut-être pas de la même manière sur la personne, mais nous pensons...
Ne s'est jamais
mêlé
au plan de résistance parce que estimait qu'en gardant Maurice Kamto en prison, il irait facilement aux élections législatives et municipales. Mais nous disons bien que quand un serpent te mord dans une forêt et qu'on ne tue pas ce serpent, il mord une autre personne. Nous sommes aujourd'hui maintenant face à la situation.
Les revendications que vous aviez n'étaient pas partagées.
Les mêmes revendications sont là aujourd'hui sur la table.
De quoi est-ce que vous parlez?
Mais j'ai peur de l'armée française qui a pris parce que j'ai peur de mes francophones. Si cette armée est là aujourd'hui, c'est pour les anglophones. Nous, au MRC, nous disons que...
Et c'est nous qui revendiquons pour les anglophones à l'Assemblée nationale depuis 2 ans. C'est nous qui avons manifesté à Bamène,
vous croyez que ça n'allait? Vous croyez que si on ne descend pas, vous croyez que si on ne descend pas dans la rue,
nous bloqué l'Assemblée nationale par les moyens constitutionnels, par les moyens démocratiques.
On doit avoir des manifestations.
C'est nous qui avons fait cela.
C'est pour ça que je suis d'accord avec Stand-Up for Cameroun. Je suis d'accord avec
Est-ce que les manifestations vont continuer?
Mais je suis en train de vous dire que chez nous au MRC, nous attendons.
Chez eux, ils disent que pas d'élection.
Je suis en train de vous dire, nous sommes un parti politique organisé. Nous attendons les décisions du directoire national et notamment les décisions du professeur Maurice Kamto. Et ce que je disais en avant pour chuter, c'est des mauvais hommes politiques qui travaillent juste pour leurs intérêts et quand ça ne leur sied pas, ils tiennent un autre langage. Et je félicite Stand-Up for Cameroun
puisque
pour cette décision.
Puisque c'est à moi qui était la parole pour conclure, logiquement, je vais dire qu'en effet, nous sommes dans la construction d'une démocratie. Actuellement, le SDF, depuis près de 2 ans, ne cesse de lutter pour la paix dans le nord et le sud-ouest. C'est la position de l'honorable Joshua Nambangi aussi et de tout le parti. Donc nous continuons ce travail-là et nous croyons que par la foi et la détermination, tel que l'a dit le chairman John Fundi en 1990, nous parviendrons bientôt à un Cameroun meilleur.
Thank you for coming, Prince.
It's a privilege that we're there, Leo. Once more, special greetings to your fan club at Bonaberi, the Seydou, the Mayor, Sylvie, the Honorable, and many others are watching live in Bonaberi.
Okay, we hope that this is not election.
Je suis d'accord.
Thank you for coming, Salomon.
C'est moi qui vous remercie et je voudrais profiter de cette antenne, n'est-ce pas, pour rendre hommage à tous ces Camerounais qui se positionnent de façon claire. Parce qu'il y a une situation aujourd'hui, c'est que M. Biya n'est plus à même de conduire le Cameroun. Toutes les initiatives camerounaises qui vont dans le sens de faire partie de M. Biya parce qu'il n'est plus le leader qu'il nous faut. Je suis solidaire parce que je pense que c'est la démarche qu'il faut.
Jean-Claude, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Leonard. I think I will conclude by saying that we are calling on all Cameroonians to join us in this drive for political transition in Cameroon, because we think that that's a solution. There is no election. There is nothing that can answer the problems, the need of Cameroonians more than a political transition.
Okay.
And we think that that can only be possible if we as Cameroonians, we stand up and tell Mr. Biya enough is enough.
Dégage.
Okay, thank you for coming, Paul.
Je vous remercie, Monsieur Koum, de m'avoir invité. C'était la première fois et
Oui.
j'en suis ravi. J'espère que ce n'est pas la dernière fois et nous continuons de travailler pour un Cameroun meilleur. Nous sommes persuadés que nous y parviendrons.
Okay, we hope that the SDF is also going to be there all the time, and that the debates are going to be animated like what we just saw. Yeah, we want to thank you all who took time off to watch the program from across the nation and beyond. Equally, to special thanks to the production team, to you, Desmond. We say we are grateful to you, Eli. Thank you. To you who is at the broadcasting. I'm sure. What's up there? Okay, Corinne, we are glad to know that Corinne is up there also assisting, and Jerry, and to you, Tambe Bryant, who is supervising all we are doing out here. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.